Negative K, nothing further, just kitty candy on the corner. 378-0584.
And once again, we're here with Sergeant Shane Hawley from Edmonds Police Department on Ask the Edmonds Cop, and we are going to talk about a topic that continually arises, and that is school zones, right? And we did a segment recently where we talked about actually the school zones near College Place Middle and College Place Elementary. And that raised a whole host of, in fact, I think that was a very commented article. I think
I think we got more questions than we actually answered to begin with.
Right, we did. So, and you're here to try to sort out all of the questions that people had about school zones. So I'm just going to let you go for it.
That's a lot of pressure, I'm just saying.
Okay. You're up to it, I'm sure.
I guess. Okay. Hopefully we answer them all. If not, I guess we'll be back for round number 3.
I was just going to say.
So the questions that came up with this, we addressed where the school zones were, how they overlapped, and that was kind of the initial topic. And what came out of that was, well, who runs the school zone signs and the flashing lights? Is that the school that does that? Or what happens if they're going on the weekends, but there's no kids there? What happens on holidays when there's no kids and they're flashing late at night? A whole slew of questions related to who controls them and all that. So I found an answer to this because I called our guy. It's actually one person at our Public Works Department, and he is in charge of setting up all the times for those. We have a whole sheet of times based on which school and their start and end times, because they're all different.
Right.
So obviously elementary schools, even the elementary schools open at different times and so forth. So about 85% of the school zone signs in the city are what he would consider fully automated. So he can set up in a computer program when they're going to start, days, the whole 9 yards. He can program them so that he really can kind of go hands off and they regulate themselves. A small fraction, and we're talking a couple of them, he has to do a little more work in and kind of do some more manual programming, but the school district gets in touch with him when anything needs to change or any of those sorts of things. So the school district has no control over those cameras, or sorry, the flashing signs when it's blinking school zone. So that is set up by a city employee at Public Works.
Okay.
And the times are set for about 20 minutes before the bell would go off in the morning, an arrival, and about 30 minutes after the bell. And there's morning times and then afternoon release times, same thing.
Okay.
So it should only really be going at those times. So the interesting thing is, and this was another set of comments, well, I see it going at 9 o'clock at night and there's no one there.
Right.
And he doesn't think that actually happens. So, because they're set up they're on timers, he set them up that way, and the school district doesn't have any control. So if for some reason that is going off at 9 o'clock at night, I would let our Public Works know and say, hey, the school zone was going off at 9 o'clock at night. I saw the flashing yellow light, because that shouldn't be happening.
Okay. So I think one of the assumptions some people might have made is that the school district, the schools, maybe the principal had control. And so if they were having a special event, they could somehow go in and push the button, but you're saying no.
No. All of that has to go through him. He is the one that controls when they are on and when they are off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. I thought that's kind of interesting. Can they just go in and say, but nope, that's not how that works.
Okay, good. Well, you heard it here first, and Public Works is the place to call if you think you've observed the lights going off at a time they shouldn't be.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks very much. As always, we'll be back again with another episode of Ask the Edmonds Cop.